You are in court because your attorney is late.
Okay, so we only take a record in this court when the judge tells you to? Is this a tactic on the court's part to attempt to wear out the defendant so they can't access their right to trial?
Oh. Stop interrupting me.
Well, we're not on the record,
Stop interrupting me.
right? I mean, we're not in
Stop
court. There's no record.
interrupting me.
I mean, that's the reason I don't come to your court at 9, because I know in another court,
Sir,
things
here's your
can actually occur.
We've got a different kind of courtroom drama today, and trust me, it's a wild one. Normally it's the defendant getting roasted, but this time, it's the lawyer who's acting out. Judge Boyd doesn't hold back, and she goes off on him for his disrespectful attitude. And honestly, who could blame her? Lawyers are supposed to bring professionalism into the courtroom, not tantrums and whining when things don't go their way. It's embarrassing. Drop your thoughts on this case in the comments below. Is this lawyer out of line or just misunderstood? All right, let's dive into the chaos and watch Judge Boyd put this crybaby attorney in his place.
All right, I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked everybody else. Has an acknowledgement of discovery been done? Because I don't have it in the court file.
I have signed a few of them at this point.
All right, so has there been any new discovery?
Not to my knowledge.
All right, so you can make sure that the acknowledgement of discovery, the state actually has it and the court has it, because it's not in the court file. And Odyssey is doing things on its own. So I'm gonna have y'all come back tomorrow. You're not number one on the docket.
Okay.
There are a couple of cases that are ahead of you, so those cases may end up going for 4 years. We'll just see where we are, okay?
That's correct.
Respectfully, Your Honor, Mr. Rios always appears, always waits all day. This is impacting his employment. We would ask that if we're not likely to be called tomorrow, that we be released. Additionally, I have experts for this trial that we have attempted to bring in, but we never know, and because the case is older now, when we should bring those experts in. So I'm gonna have to approach the court and request additional funds for those experts if we're reset. So I would ask the court either to give us some preference tomorrow for trial, or if we can't do that, to release Mr. Rios so that he can go to work.
All right, be here exactly at 9:30, okay?
Okay, yes.
All right, I'll supposed to be here exactly at 9:30.
You understand? Now, Your Honor, respectfully, every time we come to court, we lose an entire day of work ourselves too. This is not typical of most of the courts in this county.
Oh, yeah, it is very typical.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
You can say that, Judge, but I practice on
And
the
say that.
courts.
And it very is typical, because every attorney that's here has a case that's set for jury trial. And this is what ends up happening. What ends up
Happening is I will allow people to go to civil cases to be out of county, and then their client is sitting here waiting for them. And for some reason, that's the court's fault. That's not the court's fault when attorneys are not showing up at 9 or whatever, and then they stroll in at 9:30 or 9:45. So what I'm telling you all, 9:30, see y'all at 9:30. Thank you. Coordinator will give you a reset form.
Understood. Your
All
Honor,
right,
I'm
thank
trying to make
you.
a record. I don't see the court reporter typing.
What?
Okay, so we only take a record in this court when the judge tells you to? The case was called.
No, the case wasn't called. When I call the case, I call it by the style of the case.
Okay.
All right? All right, so I'll see y'all at 9:30.
Judge, I have to ask you, is this a tactic on the court's part to attempt to wear out the defendant so they can't access their right to trial?
What is this attorney even doing right now? Bro, just leave. You had the perfect chance. The judge literally told you, see you at 9:30 tomorrow, and instead of walking out, you turn around and ask if the court is intentionally trying to wear out the defendant? Let's be real. The only thing wearing out the defendant right now is his own lawyer. This man is out here running verbal marathons full of nonsense while his client probably regrets not just representing himself. For real though, this attorney seems totally out of control. And for what? It honestly feels like he's got some kind of weird personal beef with Judge Boyd. And I don't even know how that's possible because Judge Boyd is one of the calmest and fairest judges out there. But spoiler alert, she's not going to stay calm for long, because she's about to let this dude have it. So let's dive right into this next part and see just how bad it gets.
Oh. I find that very inappropriate to say when there is no proof and people are just throwing things out. Now, What I can tell you, and I'm sure your client is aware, sometimes when we end up coming to court, we come to court because there are discovery issues. Sometimes when you're in court, you are in court because your attorney is late. And when I say late, I mean that when a case is scheduled in this court and it's scheduled for 9 a.m. and attorneys go to different courts because they want to go to different courts first, it is not the court's fault that you're sitting here for 12 o'clock or 1:30 or coming back over break. Number one, I have a lunch break. And there was a point in time where I would not take a lunch break. And the reason why I wouldn't take a lunch break is because I said, you know what?
Make a record?
I've been a defense attorney. And when I was a defense attorney, what I would always do, I'm like, I have to be in like 5 courts. It would be nice if they could stagger their docket. And so sometimes I would be here, we wouldn't have a lunch break, and I would be here till 3 o'clock. And then you know what I discovered? When I would say that I'm going to be here till 3 o'clock, I'm working through lunch, other attorneys, you know what they would end up doing? Then they wouldn't show up in the morning. They would just show up at 1:30 or whatever, because they're like, oh, the judge is going to stay there. So I stopped doing that because I need a lunch break. And that's what happens.
So then my other question, I guess, is if you're not doing this to cause the hardship, it obviously causes all of the attorneys and the defendants. Are you doing this for the YouTube? Because we don't have a record, right? Except for the YouTube.
Yes, here's the thing. You're to be back tomorrow at 9:30. You
Yes.
understand?
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. And once you sign the reset form, you'll be here tomorrow. If somebody goes before you, somebody goes before you. Your counsel is well aware, or should be well aware, if he's been practicing in Bear County,
For almost
that
20
there
years.
are a lot.
This dude's been practicing law in this county for almost 20 years. 20 years. And somehow still out here acting like a shady back alley lawyer? Like, no way, he's giving off sleazy, sketchy, forgot your court date 'cause I lost your file type of vibes. He's the kind of guy who'd take your retainer in a gas station parking lot and then ghost you before trial. And can we talk about the audacity of this clown? Man straight up accused Judge Boyd of using her YouTube stream to make money, like she's some kind of courtroom influencer or Twitch streamer grinding for subs. Be serious. She's literally running a real courtroom in the United States, not trying to trend on TikTok. My guess? The YouTube feed's just used for transparency, like a public transcript or live access, but this guy is reaching harder than a toddler trying to grab cookies off the top shelf. At this point, I can't tell if he's trying to bait Judge Boyd into snapping or if he's just that delusional. And someone please check on the defendant. Blink twice if you're okay, my guy. You might need to file a motion to fire your lawyer.
Of cases that are on the docket for jury trial. So for example, I had approximately 40 cases down for jury trial today. And what ends up happening, sometimes people who are in custody take precedent because their cases are
I'm
older than
asking for a
yours.
record, by the way.
You understand? Because they're older than yours. So that's what happens. So then what
Complaints
ends
are
up
being made,
happening,
there should be a record, right?
excuse me, stop interrupting me.
Well, we're not on the record,
Stop interrupting me.
right? I mean, we're not in
Stop
court. if there's no record.
interrupting me.
Sir, here's your reset form at 9:30.
So what ends up happening, sir, is that people who are in custody, sometimes their cases take precedent. And the reason why it takes precedent is because their cases are older and because the jail is overcrowded. Now, as you may or may not be aware, I call the docket all the time at 9 a.m. And sometimes when I call the docket at 9 a.m., defense attorneys are not here. Your attorney knows when he has not been here at 9 a.m. and then you have to wait. And you
Judge,
need
you're
to
aware
be
that every
here,
court starts at 9.
and you need to
I have
be
other
here,
cases.
and you need to be here at 9. So when your attorney is somewhere at another court, you know what ends up happening? Your attorney has made the choice to have you sit here and go to another court before
Well, that's
coming
not
here.
exactly true,
You
because all of
understand?
those courts got
All right,
business
good luck to
accomplished.
you.
All
Thank
of us
you.
got
Thank you,
recalled
sir.
today,
Thank you,
right,
sir.
Judge? So, I mean, what did we accomplish?
Have a nice
today?
afternoon, sir.
I
Sir,
mean, that's the reason I don't come to your court at 9, because I know in another court,
Sir,
some things
here's your
can actually
reset.
occur.
sir,
And they're courts of exactly the same
Sir.
jurisdiction.
right this way, sir.
Don't go anywhere just yet, guys. This lawyer still isn't getting the hint. Judge Boyd, is clearly ready to move on to the next case, but he just keeps hanging around like he owns the place. It's honestly awkward at this point. The judge is trying to stay professional, but this guy's making it weird for everyone. Like, bro, take the L and exit quietly. The courtroom isn't your stage. Your time is up. Let the next case get going already. Stick around, though, because Judge Boyd's about to handle this in the calmest, most savage way possible.
Hi. All right, Mr. Guzman.
Yes.
All right, so before the interpreter came, and correct me if I'm wrong, your attorneys came forward to let me know that they just received a new indictment. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and so that indictment, excuse me. Step away.
I was doing what the court ordered me to do and checking on the discovery.
All right, so what ended up happening is your attorneys. All right. One things have really changed the way people treat people, which I find very odd.
Obviously, I'm siding with Judge Boyd on this one. The lawyer was supposed to show up at 9 a.m., but rolled in late and got mad because she didn't drop everything for him. Courts run on tight schedules. Like she said, she had 40 trials lined up. Being on time isn't optional, it's part of being a professional. This guy clearly thought he deserved VIP treatment, then completely lost it when he didn't get his way. The way he crumbled under pressure was just embarrassing. You can't defend people's rights if you can't even manage your own emotions in court. Acting like a toddler over a schedule? Come on, man. Anyway, let me know whose side you're on in the comments. I think Judge Boyd was 100% right here, but I'm curious if you saw it differently. If you enjoyed this court moment, hit that like button and subscribe. I drop videos like this every day. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.